Hello and welcome everyone to BOW Brokers, Opens, and Tours Worldwide and Florida Closing and Escrow, here to provide you weekly updates for education in the real estate field. We have our expert attorneys with us, John Iowanu and Anthony Bauza from Florida Closing and Escrow, who is here to assist you to close more deals. We're here to assist to structure deals, answer any questions. We include contract draft, review, and addendums, and we can structure deals to close by setting up LLCs for you at cost, answering any questions, and assisting with the whole process from contract to closing. We conduct closings in our office as well as curbside with buyers or sellers, and they can be in-state, out-of-state, out of country. We have online notarization and all the tools to help you. We are mobile, wireless, digital, and remote. And in fact, we're now the only title company in Sunny Isles. But we do mobile closing, so we're available for most locations. Today we have a special subject, and it's the 1031 exchanges. So if we will start with that, and John from FloridaClosing.com.
Sure. So basically, what is a 1031 exchange? It comes from the Internal Revenue Code, Section 1031. So basically, that's where the name comes from. It's an excellent tool for investors, and investors only. This tool cannot be used for people who have homestead properties, only for investment properties. And so what is it? It's basically a tax deferral program where the seller can use all the proceeds from the sale of a property to purchase another property and not have to pay any capital gains tax whatsoever. And all the money can be used to purchase another property. So why is that important? Because long-term capital gains tax can be between 15 and 20%, depending on how long the property is held. This is usually more than 1 year. Short-term capital gains tax can be up to around 10%, maybe even 30%. This is for properties held for less than 1 year. So how does this work out? So let's say you have an example of a property you bought for $200,000 and sold it for $300,000. The capital gains tax, which basically is the profit, is around $100,000. So $100,000 times 20%, let's say, is the rate. That's $20,000. So that $20,000, instead of going to the government, can be used to purchase another property. The tax on the transaction is deferred. So this is a tax deferral program. It's not a tax exemption program. So eventually you'll have to pay the tax once you stop doing the 1031 exchanges. But until then, you can continue to do 1031 exchanges in exchange, and at some point you can pay the tax. But it's a deferral program, not an exemption program. So you as the realtor, what do you need to know? So if you represent a seller, the thing you should do first is ask them if the property is an investment property. If it is an investment property, then the next question you should ask them is if I consider doing a 1031 exchange. A lot of sellers are saying, no, we're not really sure what that is and I haven't really heard about it. So I recommend then you saying, basically it's a tax deferral program I just mentioned, that once you sell a property, you can use all that property to purchase another property. So why is this good for you? Well, basically, if they're selling the property, they're going to need you to purchase another property. So if they are interested, then I recommend don't answer any more questions. You can either refer them to us and we'll explain everything to them, or we can get them in touch with an actual 1031 exchange company. And also you should recommend them contacting their accountant. So basically, how does the process work? So this needs to be done before they sell their property. The seller has to contact a 1031 exchange company who will act as what's called a qualified intermediary and prepares all the 1031 exchange documents. This is important. The money has to go to that 1031 exchange company. If it ever goes to the seller, the exchange can no longer be done. So what happens is they sell the property, and at the closing, we as a title company, we wire the money to this 1031 exchange company. They hold it, and now from that closing date, the seller has 45 days to pick another property, and then 180 days to close from that time of the sale. So they can pick up to 3 properties. So you don't have to just choose one. During those 45 days, you can look at 3, you can negotiate with 3. Maybe the negotiation's not done yet. So as long as you have 3 listed on a form that needs to be filled out within 45 days, you're good. And then you have to close on one of those 3 properties within 180 days. That's basically 6 months. That's plenty of time. The other good news is, what can this property or what can this program be used for? What types of property? What's called like-kind property. Basically, it's land, commercial, or residential. So you can sell a residential property and buy a commercial property. Or you can sell a piece of land and buy a commercial property or buy a residential property. So that's the good news. It doesn't have to be a residential, commercial, land. You can interchange with those. Also, the other good thing about this program is, let's say you actually found a property, but you haven't sold your property yet, and you don't want to lose this property, and the seller's moving you to close without waiting. We can do what's called a reverse 1031 exchange, where you can actually buy a property first, then sell the property, and the property that you sold, money can then be sent back to the qualified intermediary. That can be done. There's more work involved, but the good news is it can be done. So I just wanted to keep it simple. That's basically what a 1031 exchange is. It's just basically a great investment strategy for sellers who own investment properties in the U.S.
Okay, thank you. And next, we're going to ask Anthony, are there any updates about COVID, the stimulus, or the moratorium on evictions that you can update us on?
Yeah, so there are a few updates. Last time we spoke about a rental assistance program that funds were being released for, and we have some updates on the Tri-County area. Palm Beach has received $45 million, and they are currently accepting applications for rent and utility assistance through their website, and they plan to start approving requests as soon as March 9th. Broward County received $59 million for the rental assistance program, and their program should be in operation in about 2 weeks. They plan to make money available in 2 ways, to applicants who have been already served with eviction notices, and then with renters and landlords directly, by coming up with a system where you basically ask them to participate in a mediation session. And if the landlords agree to extend the lease, the county will provide them with up to 75% of the most recent month's past due rent and 60% of rents owed for up to a year. Miami-Dade County received $60 million, and they have stated that they are going to prioritize tenants with pending eviction cases first. Then they will take applications directly from landlords, and they will offer full repayment of past due rents since March of last year, up to $3,000 per month. Their program still hasn't gotten approval, but once it does, it's expected that they will also have an online portal to accept applications. As we know, the eviction ban has been extended to March 31st. Student loan repayments has been extended to September. And as far as the stimulus goes, this week, the House Budget Committee will be assembling the final bill based on the approved measures by at least 9 committees. Most of it clearly follows the outline that Biden proposed last month. In it, we will expect to see a new round of stimulus checks up to $1,400 per person. Notably, this time it would phase out with individuals earning less than $75,000 per year and $150,000 For married couples, the payment will be calculated based on the 2019 taxes or 2020 income taxes if they have already been filed. And unlike the last time, adult dependents will be eligible for payments. Along with this, as we know, the prior stimulus, many of the unemployment benefits are now expected to end in March. So there are two key pandemic unemployment programs that are expected to be extended through August 29th. And that one would be the extension of unemployment benefits to individuals who normally don't qualify, such as self-employed individuals, independent contractors, freelancers. And the second benefit is the federal weekly boost. Right now is an extra $300. And in the proposed plan, that would be an extra $400, and that would last through at least August 29th. So it is being worked on this week. I suspect by the end of this week, we should have a better, clearer idea of what it will be, but just something that we also have to keep an eye on to see how it goes.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to give a brief market update. CoreLogic forecasts 29% home price growth in 2021. In December 2020, home values increased 92% year over year, with listings down by 24%. The demand for second homes rose 84% year over year in January 2021, as cashed up urbanites rushed to seek out refugees in less expensive locations. Also, construction cannot keep up with demand. New home construction will likely exceed housing starts in 2021. And as we know, many people are flocking to Miami, especially from New York and the Northeast and California. A recent purchase by the Carolina Panthers owner was in Palm Beach for $73 million. And they're saying they're flocking from Fifth Avenue to Worth Avenue. And if anyone was in Miami this weekend, you can see even on a boat how many people were out on the water, at the beaches, in the restaurants. And a lot of the reason is the more relaxed COVID rules as opposed to other places in the country. So the forecast, again, is excellent ahead, especially for Miami. And anyone needing assistance with title closings, please contact us. We're here to assist you with your success. And we include the legal services, basic answering questions, addendums, contract draft, review, and more included in our service at no additional fee. And we're here to assist you. And anyone want to add anything? Or else we'll probably go back to our Thursday 2 p.m. broadcast. This was a special topic today. And I thank you for joining us. And thank you, Anthony and John, and to all our loyal clients. And we'll see you next week. And if you have any questions, you could post below or feel free to contact us, floridaclosing.com. Thank you.